Hi and welcome to the BSIA podcast The Voice. I'd like to introduce James Cannon, who is the Director of UK Partnerships for Simpro. Welcome, James, to our podcast studio.
Thank you.
So tell us a bit about yourself.
Wow. I won't go too far back, but I had a plumbing business. So I qualified as a plumber, I had a plumbing business. I used Simpro to help me grow it, so I'm an advocate of it. I sold it in 2018, went in to do consulting, skipped around a bit, did a little stint in health tech, and then joined Simpro.
Fantastic stuff. So Simpro, tell us a bit about what Simpro do.
So I think the easiest way to explain it is it's a field service management system. You take from a quote coming in all the way through the life cycle of that quote. So a quote, you send it out to a customer, it becomes a job, you schedule engineers, order parts, you invoice it. There's many more facets, but I think to anyone in the trade, it's like your digital management tool would be the easiest way to explain it.
Right, and that's working across multiple sectors, not just the security sector, obviously.
Yeah, we're agnostic across the trades.
So, Simpro are an associate member of the BSIA. What does that mean to you?
Good question. Initially, I think like most associations, you tend to pay an affiliate membership to have a badge on your website, and that's about as far as it goes. But when I joined the partnership team 2.5 years ago, associations was really a pet project of mine, and I wanted to engage with all of the associations we were members of to understand whether or not we could build more of a relationship. And being completely honest with you, there was two that were really receptive to that. It's yourselves, the BSIA and the FIA. And what I now really like about it is that we've built out a relationship where we can have honest conversations about how you see the industry going, what your members are saying, how we can help affect change for the good, how we can develop certain verticalization inside the software for the security industry to allow them to get more efficient at what they're doing. And then we can then feed that back to you. Your members are then giving you the feedback, and we just work in that continuous circle of improvement. It's got to that point now where it's really exciting. I feel like even though we're the same member as we were 2 years ago, not only are we getting more value out of it, but I hope you'd like to think that the BSIA are getting more value out of it because you're hearing it from a different aspect as well. Whereas software, I think inherently has always been this thing that people use but don't necessarily talk about it in too much detail. And I don't know if that's...
And they're not quite sure why they use it.
Exactly.
But they do.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's that scary thing or if it's a lack of knowledge, but I think it's also helped break down barriers. Having software is something, once you get to a certain size, is a must-have.
Yeah.
But understanding what to build by listening to a large group of members rather than just one or two helps us frame the product in the right way.
So it's kind of giving you an engagement platform to be able to speak to people, an interface, really.
Yeah, get feedback.
Yeah.
I love a give-get relationship. If people give us positive, negative feedback, it allows us to adapt certain features. Obviously, running the partnership program in the UK, it also means that if it's too nuanced for Simpro to build it as a core functionality, we can have partners build it separately and interface it into Simpro. That's the one thing I really like about my job, is the fact that I get to flex and discuss with other SMEs that are partners, a bit like you are, but more on the technology side, and engage with them to build features and functions that might only suit 10, 15, 20 people. It's definitely exciting times, I feel. Excellent.
So on the excitement theme, what's sort of next on the next 12 months for Simpro? Have you got some exciting developments coming down the track, or?
Yeah, well, we develop every 2 weeks, should I say we release every 2 weeks, so there's always something new. With the security side, it's difficult because I don't want to say too much just in case it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get people too excited about things that we're looking at. But I think if I give a high level brushstroke, we're looking at how to connect the silo data points. And what I mean by that is, we understand that if you take a security company of a reasonable size, or an average size, they probably don't just use Simpro or a job management system. It doesn't have to be Simpro. They probably use a multitude of different software tools. But if those software tools don't all connect and talk to each other, there is still a large element of manual input required by that person using the tools. So what I'm and the team's looking at on the partnership side is, how do we connect all those pieces of information together to reduce that time and reduce the human element for our customers or potential customers. I think that for me is the really exciting part. I know I'm not giving away too much, but yeah, connectivity is key in 2026.
That sounds fun. That sounds really fun. You guys are going to be exhibiting at the fire safety event at the NEC at the end of April, where we will be in the security event.
Yes.
So you're in Hall 4, H15.
Correct.
So if anybody wants to catch up with you, they can come and see you at the fire and safety event if they want to come and have a chat with you in person.
Yep.
But flip side, we're obviously hosting our members lounge in Hall 5, L110.
Yes.
God, good memory.
Yeah,
so if any of the security people that are at that show want to catch up with you, they're also welcome to come and meet with you on the BSIA members lounge. So would that could potentially be an opportunity for people to come and have a chat?
Yeah, I think we could look at a couple of options. Seeing as we're doing this on a podcast and this is going out to the world and its wife,
use the platform.
Exactly, why not? When it comes to events, I personally don't stay at a stand, so I'm always floating around. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, I think, partners exhibiting. So I'll be talking to various different people. But I think if there's an interest from the listeners, either stick it in whatever
Pop
you
it on
can.
a LinkedIn chat.
That's it. Stick it somewhere socially, and then we can get a list together. Or if there's some real interest, I've got no problems, booking some time in at your. Because I think it's easier for me to say, I'll be at your stand at this sort of time, and if anyone wants to pop along, I'll have a chat. The BSIA will be there as well, so we can just bounce. But I'm not saying I don't have all the answers. I think what I'm trying to get across with this podcast is, we may be a global software company, but we are individuals inside the UK, and we love to listen to not just our customers, but members that aren't customers. The more we can understand about each industry, the better we can serve it effectively.
Absolutely.
So depending on the feedback you get from this podcast, I'm more than happy to set some time aside and be on your stand for a few hours one of the days, if that makes life easier.
No, that would be great. And if nothing more, we're going to be serving great coffee.
This is true.
And we have biscuits.
I have heard the rumour that you do good coffee, so I'll be over there regularly for my caffeine intake.
You are more than welcome, James. Can I just say, it's been lovely having you in the studio.
No, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the security and the fire and safety event at the end of April. So, James, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.